I want to beat the living shit out of someone. I want to take someone and I want to literally pummel them to death. I want my fingers and my hands to be damp from the blood of their face becoming embedded in my pores of my fists. I have such tremendous rage right now. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't know who to channel it towards. I don't know who to take it out on. But I know that these Joneses' lives have been triggering the fuck out of me. And I am doing everything I can to try to hold off a few more days because I don't want to center myself and I still need to prepare for a live tomorrow, which I'm not ready for. But I don't think I've felt this angry, frustrated. I'm not even sure what the gaslit, invisible. I don't think. I mean, I've probably felt this low on the app before, but I don't. I don't remember feeling this low on the app. I feel like there's probably 80% of male creators right now that if I was to bump into them in reality, I would literally fucking bust their face open. I'm just mad at so many people right now on this app. Watching that Jones live where you had the women up there sharing their stories and the men up there purporting to take accountability when I know for a fucking fact, specifically for male creators that talk on women's issues, only applies to them. Male creators who talk about women's issues, primarily grape culture, patriarchy, misogyny. If a month goes by and they have not actually identified someone on the left that is a problem or a threat to women, then they don't actually give a shit. Has nobody else noticed that almost all the male creators, almost all of them, who talk about misogyny and patriarchy and grape culture, do y'all notice that they lecture? They just talk about it, right? Have you ever noticed they never call out people on the left? They always call out people on the right. That's easy pickings. Oh, MAGA, easy peasy. Do you ever see them call out guys in grape culture and patriarchy? If you're claiming to not like that, if you're claiming to be antagonistic and in opposition to that, you would be spotting that in the people on the left. And you wouldn't be such a fucking pussy that you wouldn't call it out when you see it. It is crazy to me that you guys all know I have like dedicated trolls, dedicated haters, dedicated abusers, and dedicated stalkers. I came across one of them randomly in the comments of a guy that I had heard of tangentially. And this person was telling this other person, he's got like 50,000 followers, was telling this person that Irish is coming for you. You're next on his list. And he's going to schmock you. He's going to ruin your life. Blah, blah, blah. And this guy who I barely know, responds back saying, well, I'm pretty transparent, so it doesn't really matter. But then decides to add in an insult as well. Oh, that Irish guy. Yeah, I don't really know what to make of him at this point. And I think he specifically said, don't know what to make of him at this point. He always seems to be in trouble. He always seems to be getting into trouble. And it's like, if you looked at the trouble I get in, why the fuck is it valid? But what exactly is the issue? What is the conflict? What is the person that I decided to battle with that people would say, you know what? You shouldn't have done that one. They say all the stuff you want them to say. They're all like, oh, the patriarchy is really bad. It's really harmful to women. It's really like, it's also harmful to men. But then these same creators are the ones who are keenly aware of problematic people in their communities, and they say nothing. They only say something when they're forced to. Fuck them. I never came on this fucking app to be liked. I didn't think I was going to be so fucking hated, though. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to build a platform. I didn't expect to get a following. I didn't expect to get a pat on the back. I didn't expect to be liked. But I didn't expect to be hated simply because I call out bad fucking people. I can literally count on one hand in the past almost 3 years, on one hand, the number of people who I think I wrongly engaged with and had some sort of like material impact on. And there's something like, there's a book to be written there about the contempt people have for trying to do what's right. And what I mean by that is the amount of times it's characterized as drama, the amount of times it's dismissed as, why are you sticking your nose in? That one pisses me off. The amount of times someone asks, why do you care? It's not impacting you. Like, why don't you care? When you see someone who's like hurting, why don't you give a shit? When you see someone who's, were you raised right? The fuck is wrong with you? I don't understand. The worst part of the past 3 years, the worst part, I had a really bad experience in November that fucked me up. Just fucked me up. Putting that aside. The worst part has never been when a victim came to me and said, I need help. The worst part was never when I was talking to the victim and telling them, here's what's going on, here's what I'm able to do, here's what my capabilities are, here's how I can help you. That's never been the worst. The worst part was never when I was helping a woman report a grape. The worst part wasn't even when the cops would contact them and decline to prosecute. Uniformly, the worst part has always been when you want to go to a fucking creator on TikTok and say, hey, the person on your panel is a rapist. Could you give a shit? Could you take a minute? Could you just, pause for 10 seconds and think about the impact of having a rapist on your panel? No, you don't have time. Oh, it's drama. Oh, you really like the knowledge that they're spitting to you? And they have a nice smile? Oh, and okay, and I'm just killing the vibe? My bad. You go back and play with your rapist. That's okay. I'm so sorry for interfering. I'm so sorry for bringing a bit of a downer to your night. I'm so sorry that, the harm that this person has done is an inconvenience to you right now. I'm so sorry that I wanted to let you know that there's a rapist or a racist or a bigot or a pedophile on your fucking panel. So sorry. I just thought that'd be something you want to know. I just thought the fact that he has swastika all over his body, I thought you'd want to know if you're fucking with a Nazi. Personally, I'd want to know. Why don't you want to know that? Why do you not care who the fuck you're fraternizing with? Why do you not care who you're potentially exposing some of your people to? Why do you not care about that? The hardest part of the past 3 years has never been about working with the victims, never been about working with the police, because it's expected that that's all going to be a fucking failure. The hardest part that I've ever had to do is when I go to a fucking creator and say, hey, your friend, yeah, he's a bad guy. No, hang on. You don't have to trust me, bro. I'm not asking you to just believe a woman's word. That's crazy talk. Here's all the hard receipts that I spent days and days and days and days organizing and weeks and weeks and weeks collecting. Here's all the hard evidence you could possibly want. Oh, that's too much for you to read? Okay, no, here's a 2-minute video. Oh, the 2-minute video, that's too short because it doesn't give context. But I have all the other receipts all over in the... That's what annoys me. I can't stand that they pretend to actually give a shit. What I said in the server, I'll have to read what your commentary was because that was haphazard what I wrote. It was kind of crazy as well how people have different thresholds. Because I was criticized for the first point. I was criticized for saying, hey, if Dean's going through something right now, maybe it's okay to give him an extra day to respond to everything going on with Jones. Because, creators are real people. Apparently, I was told that if you go into Purgatory chat right now, if you go into Purgatory chat and you look at point number 1, view creators as, they don't view them as human. They do not view people as human on this app. The demands that they make out of creators they're insane. They're just completely unwarranted. The speed at which people expect responses, the comprehensiveness of the response. It's too much for some people. And me apparently saying, hey, you know what? Dean could do with an extra day or two. It's been a rough goddamn couple of weeks for him. All right, it's been a rough couple of weeks. It's been a rough couple of weeks for the guy. Give him an extra day or two to respond. And now that's characterized as misogyny. It's so performative to me. Some of the shit that people whine about is just crazy to me. People will point at that and say, hey, maybe we should consider the mental health of a creator for a day or two. That's misogyny. But then we let, Jones go around victimizing women for 3.5 years. That's not misogyny. That's fine. That's fucking... For those of you who are like later in the season, for those of you who are like season 6, definitely season 5 or later, but pardon me, season 5 or later or season 6 or later. Yeah, Anya, I don't understand either. So the people who are like season 5, but definitely season 6 or later, you guys will have missed the earlier seasons. And I don't know if you guys know how I started on the app. I started on the app talking about issues pertaining to race. That was something that meant a lot to me. That was something I spent a lot of my work on. And it was something that I was very passionate about, but it was something that when I first joined TikTok, it was kind of communicated to me, not your place. And I kind of fell into women's issues because, there's a few different buckets that I really care about. I'd always done a lot of stuff with regard to abortion and with regard to trans women, so it seemed like a pretty natural fit. And what I do remember in seasons 2 to 4, and for those of you who don't know, in the past 3 years, we break up the time into seasons. And the seasons is really just a grouping mechanism by which we sort of like theme parts of the year. So some seasons may last as short as a month and a half, maybe, and some can last 6 months. And in the past 3 years coming up, we've had 15 seasons, so an average of 5 a year. And in the I should point out, Schubert was the one who came up with the idea for. I don't know if I was still known for that in season 6 or season 7, but so much of the angry Irish you guys all came to, I was about to say love, you guys all came to tolerate, that, I see you, Nutka, that was not originally visited on people on the right. I visited a lot of that on performative progressives. I thought performative progressives were antithetical to the leftist movement and subversive. Someone who purports to care about leftist values but does it in a way that's disingenuous is, to me, incredibly harmful to the movement. And these are the people who will focus on the stupidest of shit. And let me be very, very clear. Z and what Z did was not the stupidest of shit. It could have been a lot more minor had she been able to see what she did wrong. But it was not stupid shit. That's not what I'm talking about. It's people who will... So here's an example. Performative progressives is someone who is white presenting and indigenous. And let me be clear, indigenous, but has very little connection, if any, to their indigenous roots. That person's indigenous identity is not in question. I'm going to be super clear. It is not in question that you are indigenous. You are a performative when you try to pretend that you care about the BIPOC community by fervently defending the idea that a white-presenting indigenous man who is not very connected to his indigenous roots but is indigenous somehow suffers as much oppression as a black man in America. And the amount of motherfuckers out there who do that shit is insane to me. And the amount of times I've had to argue that white folk are using the indigenous identity, which is a valid identity. Nobody's disputing the identity, but that they're using the identity to co-opt the idea of BIPOC and dim out the voices of black people. Apparently to say that 2.5 years ago made you a horrible person and a racist, which is so fucking stupid to me. Made you a horrible person and a racist, which is so fucking stupid to me. So fucking stupid to me. People have to understand that there is a marked difference between your identity and your positionality. Two very goddamn different fucking things. So you may be a member of the BIPOC community because you may have some roots to the indigenous community. That is your identity. No one's disputing your fucking identity. You're indigenous. Great. Fantastic. Very happy for you. What is being disputed is your positionality, motherfucker. The positionality in regards to the spectrum of privilege. And if you're a white presenting indigenous person who has very little ties to your indigenous roots, you're pretty fucking high up there in the privilege area. You're pretty fucking high up there, bro. And for you to try to ignore that by trying to exploit the idea of the term BIPOC being some sort of like uniform, homogenous thing, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I can't stand it. And performative progressives, what I've done in the past year and a half is I've just avoided these topics. Just totally avoided them because they're just fucking toxic. They're the most toxic and the biggest wastes of space on create and exploit constructs that give them some sense of power, value, or meaning. And they do it at the expense of other people. And I guess I'm speaking on that because I definitely feel a little fucking focused on by these asshats. Exactly, heathen. Fucking exactly. The amount of times Bobby has claimed to be a victim of racism. Motherfucker, I'm literally the immigrant. I'm literally the immigrant. You cosplay one on television. I'm literally the immigrant. Fuck God. I didn't give a flying fuck about the optics. I just did what I thought was right. I might have been wrong sometimes. I don't remember a single time I was wrong. But I always did what I thought was right. I do kind of miss the freedom of that.
Hey, bestie.
I want to kill someone.
I was just gonna say that I was just gonna agree with you, and um, I saw you pop into my live and leave very quickly, so I'm assuming you didn't want to
I
hear.
wanted to crash out. Like, Mac, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm feeling so bad for going
No, I
live
know
while
you are.
Brussels is. But, like, I'm fucking crashing out. Like, the past
So
couple of days, I
Brussels
don't know
is
how to
not live
explain it, but
anymore. You don't have to feel
okay.
bad. Brussels is ending her live
Yeah, but I
shortly.
still want to wait a couple of more days. But, like, Mac, I'm not kidding you. It has been fucking. I'm
I know.
just. It's the fact that I'm feeling like I'm everyone's dirty little secret on TikTok. That's really fucking getting to me.
I know it's a problem. And that's not I wasn't really necessarily talking about that part on my live. I was just more so saying that I just think it's frustrating that some creators who don't have the skill sets that other creators do have to genuinely there's a difference between helping and genuinely helping um like certain people. And I just think it's interesting that the people who don't have the skill sets to do anything except for yap on TikTok are always the most critical and always the ones who have the most to
It's the most
say.
useless fucking people who are the most
It really
vocal.
is. And it
The most
frustrates me
fucking useless.
because genuinely those people saying what they say cause harm. And I there's only so much longer I can listen to the like, oh, you said this 2 years ago. Bitch, you're causing harm.
Yeah, just
Bitch, you're causing harm to other victims because of your centering. That's really what's causing harm.
I mean
Me?
that is when I'm on a big fucking live.
Yep.
There's never any censoring when I'm in a live where it's less than 100 people. Gosh,
Yep.
wouldn't that be an easy time to come say hi? Gosh, that just seems like a very convenient time. Or, God forbid, just message me off app and talk to me. No, 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 no. Let me just go derail the big fucking live so that you can center yourself and you're fucking I'm so fucking done.
No, it's so irritating. I'm not gonna lie. It is very irritating, and you are very. It's so irritating not only for you, but also for whatever victim that you're advocating for. It's infuriating.
Yeah.
Like the people who, again, like a lot of centering happened. I mean, a lot of centering was gonna happen after the Harry
Do
lie.
you remember the back in the day when we used to just fucking drop a person? When we
Yep.
were like, do you remember like, and we were meaner. So like,
Yep.
I don't know if the people who were fuck with us in the past few seasons would have liked us back then. But if someone came up, so apparently I missed a moment on Brussels Live where some white woman came up and did some censoring that like the comments lit up, so it must have been really bad. And whatever that was, whenever we had someone come up and just like clearly was not really knowing what's going on or centered in any way, we just dropped in the cruelest, coldest way. And which
Yep.
I always thought was valid because if you had the audacity to join, I'm going to have the audacity to drop you. And I
Right.
remember like sometimes people would come up and they would start like, and within like 5 seconds or 10 seconds, they'd start sniffing as if they're about to cry. And I'm like, I didn't consent to this shit. Drop. And like people in comments would be like, oh my God, how could you do that? What do you mean, how could I do this? Some
Right.
random person just walked up to me and started crying. What do you want me to do?
Right.
Wait, like
Well,
I'm not a mental health services here. That's not what I'm fucking running here. I'm
what's
running.
re-
Come to me with a problem, and I'll go fuck someone up for you. I like don't pop up and center yourself with some random story none of us know about and start crying on my shoulder. I don't know you, bro. Drop.
no, so two things. One, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. People have been trying. So initially, when everything with Bobby started happening, there was some centering that I didn't appreciate. It wasn't that big of a deal, but there was some centering from people who I don't even think are really in our community at all. I haven't seen these people since. That really did irk me, and I was like frustrated about it. But whatever. But I know damn well that had if you were having tomorrow's live on a larger creators platform, there would be centering that would try to take place. And I'm
100%.
sorry, I'm so sorry to say this, but me being the victim of stalking and harassment is much worse than me saying it's giving 2 years ago. Like, actually get over yourself. Actually get
It's
over
so
yourself.
fucking
Or a
frustrating.
lot worse than Irish yelling and hurting your feelings 2 years ago. I'm so sorry, but me being the victim of that, a little bit worse. Can we prioritize? Please and thank you.
No,
And
we
it's
don't
so
prioritize. That's the
frustrating.
problem.
It's so frustrating because,
Everyone
like,
thinks
this
they're the
happened
fucking
after the
center
Harry
of the
live.
universe, and it's like, no,
People
you're
wanted to
actually a
censor
fucking
so
nobody. And
bad.
you know what? Sorry to break it to you, your opinion is likely shit. You're likely just a very dumb person who's just really fucking. And this is a general statement. If you're someone who centers yourself, you are highly likely an exceptionally dumb person who thinks more highly of your opinion than anyone else does, which is why you center yourself, because nobody else centers you. You have been conditioned to center yourself because nobody gives a flying fuck about your opinion. You have had to evolve and adapt to the fact that nobody thinks you're worth their time. That's why you center yourself. I don't have to center myself. You do, you waste of space. Fucking
And I'm
oh.
really just like tired of the centering on major issues because we see this all the time. And I think it's very frustrating, not only for Irish, who's simply trying to help whatever victim he's trying to help, or whichever person who has may or may not, whichever. I use the term victim lightly because some of the things that you call out isn't necessarily, it doesn't
Victimized, I think, is
necessarily
probably the
have a
best way to say
victim.
it.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have a victim, but
There's always an
um,
abuser. Even if there's not a victim, there's
yes,
always an abuser.
exactly. And it's frustrating for not only you, but for also the people who have, and there's a difference, right, between being a victim of a really, really bad thing and having your feelings hurt a couple years ago. And for example, not giving a fuck when
Mac?
someone
Mac?
someone cut my mic off.
Oh, sorry.
No, I thought that was intentional.
It may have
Um,
been.
No, I thought that was intentional.
It may have
Um,
been.
it said a moderator. It
You're
didn't say
you're
you.
you're also a
So I
little
don't know.
unhinged. No,
Are
no,
you
no. It was
lying to me?
definitely
Did
me.
you cut my mic off and you just don't want to tell
Yeah, it
me?
was definitely me. No,
Are
no,
you
no. It was
lying to me?
definitely
Did
me.
you cut my mic off and you just don't want to tell
Yeah, it
me?
was definitely me. I think you were about to get too unhinged. I had to protect myself on that one.
I wasn't, but I won't say anything more to be nice to you.
Why is it better for us to vent? You know, it's not as fun to vent in the server. Why is it more?
And derailments. So,
It's wild to me, but more abundantly clear to me.
so.
It's wild to me, but more abundantly clear to me. Um, that I just will never be on other people's platforms. Which like I'm not on other people's platforms a lot, but sometimes there's utility to it. And I think I'm just like seeing that there's like an impossibility to that moving forward, and that's pissing me off a lot.
Yeah, and it's like, and yeah, it's also not even just like that publicly you would be shot down, but also like fucking opinions. And it's like, I'm sorry, which victims have you helped? And in what way? Like what have you
Yeah, but the
done?
moment you
Except
start
yeah.
saying that, you're tokenizing the victims. So
Well, I'm one of the victims, so I don't give a fuck.
yeah,
Can't
maybe.
tokenize myself.
Well,
Like,
apparently
try
you.
me.
Oh, I'm just so fucking angry.
I know.
You know what I'm most fucking angry about? And the thing that's been most dysphoric over the past couple of days, like genuinely, the thing that's been most dysphoric over the past couple of days, like genuinely, genuinely, has been fucking with me mentally in a really bad way. Like to the point where like I wanna hurt something. Fucking with me mentally in a really bad way. Like to the point where like I wanna hurt something. And that is with the amount of hate I uniformly get, it is astonishing to me how many of the more respected people uniformly get. It is astonishing to me how many of the more respected people on TikTok fuck with me privately. And that's fucking with my
Yeah.
head big time. Like it's really fucking with my head because presumably, and that's fucking with my
Yeah.
head big time. Like it's really fucking with my head because presumably, unless they're just like, oh, he's a hothead, we got to play that motherfucker. Which don't get me wrong, I think one of you are doing it like that. I think I'm dumbass. I'm not dumb, but maybe they're all doing it like that. I think one of you are doing it like that. I think I'm dumbass. I'm not dumb, but maybe they're all doing it like that. Maybe they're all like, oh, we got to keep them nice because we don't want
No.
this person to like come at me or something. But
No, it's because they see
it's
utility in you. They don't want to, they,
nice because we don't want
no.
this person to like come at me or something. But
No, it's because they see
it's
utility in you. They don't want to,
yes, so they're using you as a tool. Well, that's what I'm saying. They're
yeah.
either placating you so you don't attack them, or you're a useful tool. And it's just very,
I
you just
can,
feel very, I don't know, not seen. You definitely, I feel like TikTok's fucking dirty, slutty, hoary mistress.
you're definitely, you're definitely the person. Yeah, yeah. You're definitely the equivalent to like, yeah, yep. The one that everyone sleeps with, but then everyone also denigrates for other
Yeah.
people sleeping with them. You know what I mean? Um,
And the thing is, I wouldn't like again, the thing that is so difficult about all of this is I don't need a thank you, but why am I getting punched in the face? That's what I don't understand. That's the part where it's like, just let me do my shit. Just you don't have to like me. You don't have to tell people I'm a good person. You don't have to tell people I'm safe. You can literally say, "Hey, I'm going to fuck with this person, but I need to be clear, I don't vouch for this person." Or I don't vouch for this person because of the fact that not only because of their identity, but also because of the fact that he's really fucking obnoxious, loud, and fucking toxic masculinity. I'd have no problem with that. I'd have no
Hmm.
problem with it. But instead, it's like, hey, can you help out with this thing? Yeah, sure, no problem. Boom, right in the face by some fucking person from the left. And
Right.
it's like, what? Where the fuck did that come from, bro? And then when they do it, I turn the other fucking cheek. But somehow I'm regarded as the fucking abuse. Oh, fucking drives me nuts.
Yeah, it's really, I think,
In
I
my
think a
real life, it
lot
was
of,
not like that. Like, I am like this in my real life. And I don't get this
I can
type of
tell.
abuse in my real life. Like, people in my real life, they're like, oh, the asshole, but they respect it. Do you know what I mean? Like, they get it. Like,
Right.
as a fax repairman, I was in very high demand. People knew there was value to that, even if there was interpersonal issues.
Right.
But on
Yeah,
TikTok,
I think it's really frustrating. It really is. It's incredibly frustrating, and it's frustrating for you. It's frustrating for all of the people that you are helping or could potentially have been helping if it wasn't for the bullshit.
it's not even the helping part. It's the minimizing the fucking abuse part. Like, I still do
That
not
too.
understand when I join a panel and I say, hey, the dude on your panel is a rapist, bro, and they fight with you. They're like, that's
Yep.
drama. I don't. Hey, I don't want to deal with this drama. Hey,
No, that
is,
part
is
is
there proof
really
of this? Hey, I
frustrating.
don't deal with interpersonal issues. What? No, no, no. He's also a schmatzi. Look, I don't want your personal drama. Take your beef out of here. Wait, you're
Yep.
gonna fuck with a schmatzi? What the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
I'm not gonna lie, that part is really frustrating for me as well because, like, I mean,
You've
even
done
just
pretty good
like,
convincing people, though, especially with Bobby when you join lives.
see, but still, it's like I feel like I'm impeding. Like, I go to these people's lives who are kind of like unknowing, and I go in there, and I feel like even still, it's kind of like people have been really understanding about Bobby, but sometimes I still feel like in the back of their minds, they're like, "Why are they bringing this drama to me?" And it's like, "Girlie, this isn't drama. It's only a matter of time until he finds the next person that he's
Yeah, he's
going to
literally
do
gonna
what he
hurt
did to
someone
me
in your
to."
community. Like, we're literally trying to help you and your community not get hurt, and you're fucking me up the ass as I'm doing it. I'm literally trying to help you, and you're fucking me up the ass calling me Sarah. Like, what the fuck is up with you, man? Like, I'm trying to help you, and you're actively abusing me at the same time. Like, and actually, a great example of that is, what was the name of? Actually, let's not say the name of the person. But do you all
Okay.
remember that live I've been on twice in the past week or two, where it's a female host and she has a female co-host and a male co-host who's a cunt. And we went in there, and the first person we called out was Bobby, and the second person we called out was Bree. Does everyone remember that in the comments?
Sure do.
Or was it a fever dream? So that's a perfect example. When I went in for the Bree stuff, do you remember how the male co host Diligence spoke to me? And do you remember how, was he moderator? He was a black
Yeah,
guy in
he's
the
a
top
mod.
left hand corner of the panel, and how he was like mocking me and talking shit to me and being really fucking rude to me. And then I had to like immediately temper my personality because I was like, okay, these guys are going to drop me because they're both like that. So I'm going to fucking be, I'll bend over and be really nice and polite for you. And then I lay it all out. And then it was really nice. The guy, I'll bend over and be really nice and polite for you. And then I lay it all out. And then it was really nice. The guy, the black guy in the top left hand corner, ended up saying, hey, you know what? Sorry about that. And the white guy in the top right hand corner ended up saying, hey, you know what? Sorry about that. And the white guy in the top right hand corner kind of apologized, but you could still see he was very defensive and very fucking insecure. Um, but like, that's an excellent example. When we left that live,
Mhm.
very defensive and very fucking insecure. Um, but like, that's an excellent example. When we left that live,
Mhm.
they wore Tankful, and when I entered the live, They treated me like fucking shit. They abused me as I was trying to help them. And I don't know live. They treated me like fucking shit. They abused me as I was trying to help them. And I don't think no one on this fucking app understands what it's like to be repeatedly fucking abused. App understands what it's like to be repeatedly fucking abused. Repeatedly abused while you're actively trying to help a person. It's a
Right.
crazy feeling. You're actively trying to help a person. It's a
Right.
crazy feeling. It's a crazy
No,
feeling.
right. And it's really like, yeah, it's really crazy how, and it's really like, yeah, it's really crazy how people will just say, oh, this is just TikTok drama. Like, if someone came onto my live and maybe this is just because I'm a drama queen, but if someone came onto my live and was like, yo, like this, and this happened, I'd be like, tell me more. My ear is open. Tell me more. Like, I want to hear everything. Give me the lore. I want every detail. Maybe that's just because I enjoy hearing about the lore, but I'm a queen. Like, why do people not like the lore? Why do you not want to hear the fucking lore?
Yeah, yeah, that's valid. Maybe it's just because I like gossip is why I listen. Is that really what it is?
Well, no, because if someone came on the panel and said this person's a rapist, I'd auto drop, you
No,
know?
we wouldn't auto drop because most people we bring up as up. See, we don't have the problem other panels have
That's
because we don't bring up
that's
friendlies.
true. That's
Yeah, it's a
true.
huge. Or we bring up friendlies, but it's people we know. We don't bring up rando friendlies. Like as soon as someone's nice to us, and huge. Or we bring up friendlies, but it's people we know. We don't bring up rando friendlies. Like as soon as someone's nice to us, and they're like we don't know them, dropped. We're not here to make new friends.
Yeah,
We could barely be even
we can barely
adequate
manage
friends
our own
to.
friend
Yeah,
sometimes.
exactly.
I can't even be in the fucking server because I can't deal with you
Yeah, you
guys
can.
sometimes. Like, I love you guys,
We
but
can't.
like
We can't
that's why
take
I'm
on.
not there.
We can't take out more. We can't take out more people.
No, exactly. Like our communities are it's too and yeah, it's just
So we don't have that
it's
same problem. No one's going to come in and be like, "Hey, Ernesto's a rapist." Really, we've known him for a while, because it's likely going to be someone who's like lying or something because of the fact that they got pissed off at Ernesto, which would probably never happen before. But we don't have like randos who are unvetted. And
but
that's not to
even
say that
still,
someone who's vetted may do something.
if someone came up and said that, I would still give them the opportunity to like give me that explanation. And like I wouldn't just auto drop them. I would like want the explanation and I would want to hear what they have to say.
Every single time someone accused me of something, every single time I opened my panel, I told you all not to be stabby. I let them get their fucking story out, and then I respond. And when you contrast that with Jones or any of these fucking people, how the fuck am I still the problem on this app? Because I curse? Because I fucking curse? Because I don't fucking simp for you? Because I don't constantly agree with you? That's what makes me the problem? I'm sorry. You were friends with a fucking rapist for a while. I might believe that you may be a little bit more problematic than me. I've not been friends with a rapist. I've not been friends with someone who's defrauding shit. So, you know what? Like, I'd rather be someone who fucking curses and keeps it fucking real than someone who's got such fucking poor fucking judgment that you expose yourself and your entire fucking community to dangerous people who abused hundreds of you all because of people's poor fucking judgment.
So can I? What I want to also say is that, and this is just a general statement more so. I I don't really like giving people a pass when it comes to if you have not been the victim of someone, and you have not been victimized by an individual, by a narcissist, let's say, if you have not been victimized by a narcissist, and you come out and say, "Oh, but I was manipulated to believe," shut your bitch ass up. I don't care. I don't care. That's not an excuse to be abusive to victims. You were no, you weren't manipulated. You simply just didn't believe women. Oh, I was no, nope. You were not manipulated. You just didn't believe women. Call it what it is. I don't like that.
100,000%.
Personally, I don't like that rhetoric. I don't like that rhetoric. You were
It
not manipulated. If you were manipulated, you would be a victim of him, but you're not.
it is as simple as well as saying, like, this is the other thing that I draw a contrast between. The number of times that people have come into my live and made accusations, and I'll tell you guys to be like, made false allegations. Have any of you called any of them a hoe? No
No,
fucking way. Because even if they're wrong, and even if they're a liar, no fucking way would I accept that shit. They're wrong, and even if they're a liar, no fucking way would I accept that shit. But these other
no,
fucking people that somehow people are confused that they're bad people, like, I'm still scratching my fucking head while you all were scared bad people. Like, I'm still scratching my fucking head while you all were scratching your balls trying to figure out that Jones was a problem. How the fuck was that confusing to people? Like, I don't know, like, how do people not see these problem? How the fuck was that confusing to people? Like, I don't know, like, how do people not see these people? I feel like there's this old movie from the 1980s that has a wrestler. If fucking Keith was in here, from the 1980s that has a wrestler. If fucking Keith was in here, a wrestler named Roddy Rowdy Piper. Sounds crazy. It just is what it is. All right. And he's walking around. He's in just regular. Sounds crazy. It just is what it is. All right. And he's walking around. He's in just regular fucking America. And he comes across a weird fucking pair of sunglasses. And I think it's called They Live or something. And he puts on a weird fucking pair of sunglasses. And I think it's called They Live or something. And he puts on the sunglasses. And when he puts on the sunglasses, all of a sudden, 1 out of 10 people that he's seen are actually aliens. The sunglasses allow him to see who are the aliens in the world, and he starts to notice that all the advertising around him is actually subliminal messages. And when he puts the sunglasses on, he's able to see the sunglasses. So with the sunglasses on, he's able to see what the real world is, and he's able to see all the aliens. Take the sunglasses off, he can't see shit. Where the fuck are your manipulation sunglasses, people? I was born with it. Where the fuck are yours? And I'm not talking to you guys in the community here. You guys are much fucking better at sussing this shit out. You're so much fucking better than other communities. You know the way I
well,
say I never know to trust you guys in terms of like positive or negative feedback? I can absolutely say you guys are able to suss out red flags better than fucking other people.
can I just also say that I think it's a little bit interesting that the people who come from like sort of misandrous communities, which like no hate, no shade, love a little misandry every once in a while. I think it's interesting that the people who say, "Oh, I hate men, like men, decenter men," you bitches were up Jones's ass. Yet
Oh
decenter men,
shit.
right,
Oh
right.
shit. Good point. Damn good point.
I'm just saying. I just
That's
noticed
really
things.
interesting. I didn't see that actually. You're right.
Like, think on that. Like, love misandry, but like, why are we?
Why was that? I understand why they wouldn't fuck with me because I am imbued with, from their perspective, a shit ton of toxic masculinity. So I understand why they wouldn't fuck with me. Why would they fuck with him? He's so fucking weird. Like, and such a fucking loser. I've never understood what the fuck people thought in this guy.
If you were ever pro Jones, you can never say that you're a misandrist moving forward.
The day that I got called up on Jones's panel because I was being accused of calling someone who's black the a slur. And I'll always remember it. I joined because I fucking know I wouldn't have done that. I joined. I didn't get balled out, to be fair. But obviously the comments were fucking horrible. They were all like, "Oh my god, he called this person blah blah blah." Hundreds of people in the live, hundreds and hundreds of people in the live. Was anyone there for that? By the way, was anyone there? Because this would have been an obscure one. Was anyone in a live when
I was
Jones brought
not.
me up? Yeah, when Jones brought me up in order to confront me for using a slur, and what like this was like I had met Jones before. I'd been on like lives with him before, but like he's just sort of forgettable, frankly. And what ended up happening was, guess what? This was like, season 2 or something. Guess who had a receipt, motherfucker? And I pull out a receipt. The person who made the false allegation, knowingly made the false allegation, by the way. The person who made the false allegation knew the truth. I have no doubt they knew the truth. They absolutely lied in order knew the truth. I have no doubt they knew the truth. They absolutely lied in order to try to slander me. And instead of calling out the person who tried to slander me, and instead of saying, "Yo, don't fucking do that, man. Like, that's fucked up," I then got lectured on, "Well, what if you had said it?" I don't know, motherfucker. I didn't, and I wouldn't. So I don't need to fucking hypothesize on something. What if I had a dick that was 4 feet long and wrapped around the corner? I don't have it. I'm not gonna, I don't have to consider it. What if I had a bed that was fucking 2 inches too short? I don't have one. I don't have a 2 inch short bed. Like, why do I have to do these ridiculous hypotheticals? And I got lectured up there because I wasn't going to drop. I'm not going to drop because, like, then it's like you're running or something. I had to sit there like a fucking child while this fucking moron tried to educate me. Like, it was so fucking stupid and patronizing.
Yeah. I just like, I genuinely just don't understand. Um, yeah, like, so it would be like if Bobby, like, kind of going back to earlier, it would be like if people in Bobby's community came out tomorrow, which I think some of them might. I don't know, we'll see. Um, and are like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I was manipulated by him." Like, no, bitch, you weren't.
Dill was not manipulated, and any person who was abusive to Brussels was not manipulated.
No, but they'll go up on panels left, right, and center and try to claim I was a victim. No, you weren't.
And I
You
and
were
I'm
not
being
like,
respectful to Brussels by not naming names, but like Brussels is naming Dill, but there is a number of other people who I know were around Jones who knew exactly what Jones was doing to Brussels and just followed his orders. And I know they're not stupid people.
nope.
To me, that was not about manipulation. That was getting your bag. That was wanting to be in proximity to influence. I don't know what the fuck it was. It was some weird shit. I don't compromise my principles based on the fucking person I'm talking to.
Exactly. No,
Fucking weirdos.
exactly. Like, what? Like, I don't understand why people. That's the thing. People, I feel like. I do feel like Irish, if it's one thing that you and I have kind of like not had a reputation for, it's like clout chasing. Like, I don't think
Are you
we've
kidding
ever
me?
been.
Everyone calls us a cloud chaser. That's literally the first thing they say about us.
I, I don't think they do.
Oh no, no,
I
they
don't
call
think.
us a cloud chaser, but let me be super clear. We don't simp for other creators. That's what I don't understand. We can't be cloud chasers. We're not going around making relationships. I literally eagerly go around breaking relationships. If someone's fucking wrong, I'm going to call them the fuck out on being wrong. I can literally name creators who I'm friendly with today who I've absolutely had a run on it. Absolutely had a run in with. Because if you're fucking wrong, you're fucking wrong. I'm going to fucking tell you you're wrong. I'm not going to hate you for it, but I'm going to fucking call you on it because that's what a real fucking person does. So,
Maybe
yeah.
I just need to. Maybe I just need to grow my platform and then we don't have to have the clout chasing allegations.
Dear
I
God,
don't really
you
think
are
that's.
literally, you could absolutely do it if you were not you.
No, I know, and I've been trying to, but again, because of everything going on with Bobby, I just haven't had the I will pick back up with everything with content after this week specifically. And not by this week, I don't mean tomorrow, I mean like next Sunday. Um, I'll have more free time then, and
What up, Papa
so
Bear?
I'll be able to do that. But I did have to kind of like I just, like things with Bobby going on. I've had to put a lot of
Lazy. And there's no way you'd spend money to fucking. It's so annoying. He's obviously telling on
no, like
himself.
why would I do that? Like why would I spend all of the money that I'm getting from TikTok to put it back into TikTok? Like no, that's my coffee money. That's my like let me go to
Wait,
the
wait.
store and buy myself something nice money.
Why the fuck do we get called clout chasers when I've seen people?
We're not in proximity to anyone with clout except for maybe Kenzie, but
What are you
like not
talking about?
really.
I'm in proximity to lots of clout. You're not.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and you're always with me.
Yeah, you drag
So
me down. Wait, I'm really happy
oh,
with the turnover from my live today. Hopefully, Brussels, we just want to say, look, you were so fucking invalidated. And, something that is, Mac, this is not a comparison thing, so please recognize what I'm saying to Brussels has nothing to do with you or me. But something, so please recognize what I'm saying to Brussels has nothing to do with you or me. But something, Brussels, that I felt was unique to what happened to you and very different than what happened to you than a lot of other people is that it's not that you were abused by a person. You were abused by a community, and that community was your community. And like that has always fucking made me so angry for you. So fucking angry. And I'm just so thrilled that you have that support back and that you are feeling validated because you really deserved it. I know that from the outside perspective, like a lot of people will just view it as Jones did something, and I really don't think they understand. But he didn't give a shit. It was abso-fucking-lutely sadistic. And it wasn't just that one guy fucking punished you. It was that one guy stripped you of this entire fucking community, Brussels. And I'm so fucking happy that you.
I think that that is a really good way to put it. That she was harmed by her own community, and for what? Like a
I'm
fucking
such a fucking
abusive
prude.
man? Like, guys, it's just honestly so upsetting. It's so upsetting that these
And
people
people let
are
it
just
happen. They didn't let it happen. They were
exactly,
willful participants in it.
exactly, and
Jones was
like
too
saying the
limp dick
most
to do anything.
disgusting
Everyone had to do it for
things.
him.
It was gross. It was really gross. Like,
What's up, Brussels?
I appreciate the validation. I would just like to say that by my comment, I 100% meant that when I directed people from my live to Ernesto, like
Oh, thank you very much for that. Yeah.
25% of people that were in the live actually followed through. So,
How do you know that? What?
because there was 1,000 people in there and he got like 250 followers.
Did he?
damn.
Holy shit. That's crazy, actually.
I'm
All right, so
okay.
maybe tomorrow will be great. Tomorrow,
It
just so you
was
guys
sad
know,
that
will be
I
short, so don't be expecting one of the long ones.
short in your terms is still like 3.5 hours to
No,
four
I
hours.
remember the last time I got it down to three, and I was very happy. I want to try to get it down to two. And remember, we are all so. You got to remember what makes this live different than all the others. You all know what's going on. There's no Discord server for me to get into the secrets with, so you guys don't not know everything. Do you know what I'm saying? So I
It'll
don't
be
want to.
relatively quick to go through. Like even if you have to do a little timeline situation, it's not going to be immense because it hasn't been insanely convoluted. Like it has, but
No, no, no. I mean, I've already got the timeline. I'll be showing Ken's original video. I'll be
mhm.
showing then him talking over you in the first live. I'll then be showing him sexualizing you. That's about 14 minutes. I'll then, and showing how he lied about it, especially the parallel parking bullshit story. And then I'll be showing you making your video. And that's when I'm going to kind of stop. Once you make your video, it's really just the same thing over and over again. Him making 1,000 videos on you. But at that point, we just want to sort of identify the harms. So contacting school, contacting job, making police reports, grape. And then I'm going to do a side story just to show for sure that he did lie about the second person who was graped. Everyone in the server, you got to understand, Mac, they know all of that stuff. So that's why
Yeah.
I kind of want to do it as quickly as possible. And I got to admit, as I've been going through the videos, like Twig and Amy and Ernesto, like they're all, it looks like everyone's already done a lot of shit. Then is going to come the special surprise. And what I can now share with you is as follows for tomorrow with regard to Bobby. A, we're going to have Judo join for 4 minutes. And if me telling you any of this stuff gives you hints, it gives you hints. But I'm going to tell you about what the reveal is. We're going to have Judo join for about 4 minutes. We are then going to reveal something that none of you know, which will prove without like any question that Bobby is both a liar and dangerous. And then, just to make Mac happy, I'm going to add an extra surprise to that she doesn't know is coming, but I've been working on. And then on top of that, we're going to have a surprise guest in the comments that you guys won't know about until near the end. In which case, you all will probably get really paranoid. In fact, we should mute Quacky, because Quacky could get us in trouble for the first hour and a half. And I honestly think that all the reveals, the stuff that you guys don't know about, I think it's probably going to take about anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour is what I would guess. And part of the narrative I just want to be talking about is, and I think it really does tie into Jones, this idea that when someone speaks up and says this person's a problem and nobody cares, how there's just these step-by-step escalation that goes from being an annoying interaction to someone who may unalive you. Like, let's be so fucking real.
In the comments, I saw someone say, Miss Daisy said, "I'm excited, but in a way, I hope this stops the harassment towards Mac." Miss Daisy,
It won't.
I love the hopefulness. It won't. It's gonna make the live tomorrow is gonna piss off Bobby. There's just gonna be a lot of pissing off that's happening, and it is gonna make things worse. However, I'm just gonna say that I'm taking steps to
Oh, nope. So what we will be doing, though, sorry, Mac.
reduce.
What we will be doing is, or at least for me, I'm going to be changing the game to videos. So for tomorrow, put it this way. By the end of tomorrow, there will be a video that will make it damn near impossible for any other creator to platform Bobby moving forward. Damn near impossible. Damn near impossible. There will be a 10-minute video that we will extract out. No one will be able to platform him after that. And then we're going to be discussing a sequence of events that I think will probably mess up a lot of other stuff moving forward. Keith, can you tell me what one you're talking about, buddy? What panel, Keith? Keith, can you tell me what one you're talking about, buddy? What panel, Keith? The problem is to the extent that tomorrow has interesting information. As Max sort of alluded to, tomorrow has interesting information. As Max sort of alluded to, and, you know, Mac, is this your first narcissist? It
Um,
is, right? Now that I think about it.
Wait,
I guess.
Maybe
they
posture?
like me better than you, Mac.
Wait,
Oh
how many
yeah,
of you
maybe
had? You had Jones. Who else
posture,
did you
but
have?
And
posture.
Peterson.
Was Peterson really focused on you?
He was enough to make my life kind of hell for a little bit.
He was disgusting. I do remember that now. Okay, so all right, you got.
Irish relation trauma.
And who have you gotten? Posture isn't even a narcissist. He's just
No,
fucking.
posture is just like a
So who are
weirdo.
your? I mean, the ones who've tormented you, like even RC, I wouldn't say is as bad as Bobby.
So I
No,
looked his term up before.
RC is not been as bad as Bobby. I think Bobby's been the worst person that I've encountered on TikTok. I can very much say that for certainty.
What did I look
Bobby
up?
has made me the most anxious out of anyone on TikTok.
It's some sort of parasocial relationship disorder that that like the one that got John Lennon pew-pewed.
Yeah.
That's the sort of people that I feel like both you and Mac attract on this app.
Oh, wait, hang on. God damn it. Can someone no, I'm not gonna miss this. Sorry, but like to me
I
that's like
got it. You're
fucking
talking about the live with and
Yep.
debates.
Yeah. Just to be super clear, don't you fucking erase my victimhood by suggesting Mac has any idea what it's like to deal with narcissists. Avery, Jessica, Zombie, like all I have are narcissists.
So
I collect them
Some
like
of those people are much more John Lennon pew-pewer vibes to me. Okay, I'm gonna leave you guys by my phone, by my iPad, and I gotta take a shower.
hang on, I better not. No. I have an account. I'm okay.
Are you sure?
Let me just find Tashika.
My iPad.
Everyone and debates is being called out by Tashika, I hope.
But also,
I
we
hate
talk about their quick
Hater.
picks and the way that they're able to rebuttal so fast and how they're funny. And I really wonder who they get that from. But that's neither here nor there. But I would like for Anne to respond to what I said. Like, I'm not debating you right now. I'm right. I'm not debating you right now.
Right about what?
But the question would have to be, why did you bring them up? And the fact that they're white, and the fact that the majority of the voter base is white. Why was that relevant to your,
Well,
to your statement?
Anne's definitely racist.
Oh, can I respond now?
Yeah?
Okay. Well, when I could have misspoke, but I don't believe that I did when I said that it is just obviously true that people are more likely to listen to people who look like them. That's like statistically true. Like you're aware that like people listen to people that look like them. That's just like obviously and statistically true.
What is it called when white people do that?
I'm not saying people will never listen to people who don't look like them. I'm just saying that it's more likely that they'll listen to people who look like them.
But what is it called when white that you did? But you said that it is true, and I agree with you, that it is true that people only listen to those who are most like them. So if white people are more likely to listen
once again, Tashika, I didn't say they only, I said that they are
I said that they are most likely.
Pardon?
Right, so they are most likely to listen to those who look like themselves.
Right, they're more like...
Right, quick question. When white people do that, what is that called?
When white people only listen to people who look like themselves?
Mainly, she's asking mainly. Mainly, predominantly, what is that called?
When they mainly listen to other people who look like them? That's just like typical behavior.
No, it's called white supremacy.
No, hold on.
I don't know about all that.
Let me just, no.
Oh, yikes. Okay, I'm going to drop down. Thank you all so much for having me here. Love you so much. Bye. That was a yikes. Peace out, everyone.
I mean,
Hannah's obviously racist.
Hannah's definitely racist.
Saying that it's...
She held that live.
Hannah's like high key racist in my opinion.
Obviously, we do see statistically that anybody within their own race is more likely to listen to somebody within their own race. But that is a problem, and that should not be the case. So the fact of the matter is, like, we should be addressing that and trying to stray away from it.
Yeah, and
No, I
didn't say
agree,
that.
but
It's a fact. It's not okay.
right.
You
Like,
know?
look, I'm probably more likely to listen to other females when they tell me something versus like a male. It's just because I am a female. I trust other females. And that's just a fact of the matter. I'm more likely to listen to more femme presenting people probably because those people look like me. And look, that might be problematic. It might not be. But saying that, just saying like you
I thought she
likely
was
to agree with someone
non-binary.
who looks like you
I
is like
thought
white
pe-
supremacy. I think that's
I
kind
thought
of
people
crazy.
were bawling
You
her
wouldn't say that
out.
about any other group. Like, I'm more likely to listen to queer people. I'm more likely to listen to females. And yes, I am saying females because I'm non-binary. Guys,
Oh, there
come
we
on,
go.
like, lock in.
I will say that, like, when it comes to, like, it does kind of fit into the narrative. Like, when people, like, white people being more willing to listen to white people probably does fit into
I thought
the
most
narrative
people
of
said
white
AFAB.
supremacists.
Just saying.
I mean, yeah,
No.
I wouldn't say Tashika was 1000% wrong what you said.
Yeah.
What does that mean,
But
Brussels?
not itself white
Assigned
supremacy.
Assigned
Like,
female
that is,
at birth.
that's like actually kind of crazy to say.
Oh,
So typically it would
I
mean
wouldn't
you
say that
are female,
people-
but since you
people,
don't actually
like,
know,
that's
that's
just
why
like how
it's saying
people act,
assigned.
and that's not saying anything about how people
Which
should
sounds
act,
stupid, but
right?
it
Like,
is.
I probably should listen to people who aren't females or aren't, I don't know what other demographic.
Females, like, is interesting. However, like,
You heard it here first, ladies.
people just are psychologically.
You got to start
more
listening to more
likely
men,
to
and just told you that.
relate to people that look more like them. However, when it comes to whiteness and how
Is
white
Bex here,
people
and is she going to
exist
tell me to
in
shut up?
the
I'm
world,
going to guess so.
if you are more likely to assume that a white person somebody is more credible because they are white, there is white supremacy ideals that fall into that maybe you don't even know.
Look, what you might be saying, and I know you'll get this because you're a sociology, like you're a sociologist, but look, what you might be saying
That
is just
sounds like
something
because you're
that,
smart,
like,
but okay.
White supremacy makes that probably a stronger issue within white people, and I'm fine with agreeing to something like that.
This
But
is
it just
boring.
being
Am
the
I
case,
wrong?
like, de facto doesn't
yeah, this is
equal
boring.
white
Can we turn that off so I
supremacy.
can say something?
I think
Yeah,
that-
this is fucking
I have
really
something to
boring.
say.
Shocking. What do you
Or
got to
it's
say?
more it's more of a question.
Uh-huh.
So how so Anne talks about being NB. Anne talks about being NB.
Nope. Do that in your own live.
Okay, I'll just put it in the chat.
Do you remember
Not the
2.5 years ago? Do you live?
Okay, I'll just put it in the chat.
Do you remember
Not the
2.5 years ago? Do you remember those wars?
Oh
Do you remember it? That was season 2.
I'm sorry.
So
remembering that
Irish,
now.
I'm not
I'll put
doing
it in
season
season
2
chat.
again. I'm not doing season 2 again.
I didn't know I knew you in season
I
2.
forgot about
Irish, you
that.
used to follow me, I think, and then I blocked you after that cancellation.
Hello, matey.
Are you
How
joking?
y'all today?
Or I unfollowed you or something. I removed you from
Deep, what's
follow.
up? How old are you?
Oh, I'm 18, matey. I'm from Australia.
All right, well, you can drop back down under then. Did you actually block me?
I think I unfollowed you or removed you as
You're
a
a
follower.
convert? I didn't know you were a convert. I'm used to people blocking me, not liking me, and then coming back. I had no idea you were one of them.
It's not that I didn't like you. It's just that I think you made a comment in a live that seemed kind of sus, and I wasn't sure if you were like a troll or not. I think I said something sarcastic, and you said something sarcastic, agreeing with me back, but there were no tone indicators, so it was like, oh.
I've got a dead tone
Yeah.
when I'm doing sarcasm. That's fair. Okay. So you canceled me because I had poor comedy
I
communication
don't
skills?
think I blocked you. I don't think I blocked you, but I do think I like forgot about you or removed you as a follower.
I did the same thing. Okay, hang on. We're
Wait,
doing a
Jay.
poll. Time for a poll. All right. And Mac, you're not wrong. Time for a poll. All right. So the poll we're going to do, where's the quick poll gone? Son of a bitch. A poll and gift. Okay, quick poll. Really, really, really simple. And be honest and try to think of it for a moment. Are you someone who encountered me and I sort of like grew on you, in which case give me a smiley face. Or are you someone who, when you first met me, you unfollowed me, distanced yourself, didn't like me, actively didn't like me, and then came back? That's a crying emoji. So smiley face if you kind of just gradually came to like me. Crying emoji if you had to get over a hump like Brussels.
I immediately
Loved me.
accepted you with open arms, so I
Yeah.
think that you should always have to repay me for
I
that.
feel like that is a gross misrepresentation of what I said. I give people second chances, Irish. I just didn't see you.
Mac didn't need to give me a second chance. I am shocked right now that it's only 5. I genuinely thought the proportionality would be so much more out of whack. I thought it'd be almost 1-to-1, to be honest with you. Huh. Maybe.
People just don't want to get on your bad side right now.
Oh, self-preservation.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You know how like they
Yep,
don't
yep,
vote
yep,
honestly in regards to me? They're doing that to you right now.
Yep. Is Amy in here? Because I think she disliked me at first. That would be a negative vote.
Full-scale call.
Which Amy? There's like 10 of them.
Kairos, I'm pretty confident didn't like me at first. The whole Astro crew was real sus of me at first. And I think at one moment they all like abandoned me for like a week or something.
You know it's a red flag?
Abandoning me? That's what I told my mom.
No, people that used to like you and now don't.
Oh, yeah, all of those people are uniformly absolute fucking pricks. All of them. I could name them. There's like 20 of them. And they're just horrible. Oh, I love how... someone messaged me. This is how you know I don't have real love in my life. Someone just messaged me right now and said, how could you do a poll without the option immediately liked you? Aww. Because I never even popped in my head someone would like me straight away. That's how fucked up my childhood was. I'm so proud.
Bro, what? Am I just like nothing to you?
You did. You are one of the very few people who I was confident liked me from the get. And I don't know why. I don't know why it was, actually. I still don't know what it was. I do know we had the whole thing that you bumped me up in the queue. I remember that. Oh, God damn it. Hannah's saying some good shit. Hang on.
Oh. I don't know what it was either, Irish. I just enjoyed your presence. I don't know.
Hannah is like high-key racist.
How is it that how can
Oh.
I not how
Oh, no,
listen
no.
to me.
She's there.
Like, I have a question.
Oh, this is going to get big.
I would finish talking, but go ahead.
Yeah, so like when I asked that question,
Who's
racist
talking right now?
and rude. I
A
asked
very,
like,
very
how
white
is
person.
that fair?
That's the problem. You're putting words.
Pardon me.
I never said you were racist. Like, where are you getting that from?
Sorry.
Yeah, nobody accused you of being racist, Maddie.
Like that, maybe?
No one said anything about you being racist.
I'm just confused on like why you're saying I don't have a right to be confused or upset.
High racist. That is not implying that you are racist. That is not implying that
You
you
should
are
not
upset.
ask a black
But
woman
what
how to
I
be
said
and...
was,
Okay.
for you to say that we are angry, I can't remember the exact word that you said, but you implied that we were sitting here.
Kira, yes. And Debates is the one who was mocking killing that black man who was on death row.
Okay, sorry. I love football.
It was honestly one of the most despicable things I've ever seen. You could believe someone is guilty, but to be giddy about his death was just...
Okay, that's fine.
She didn't even believe he was guilty. She did it for clickbait. That's what's even more gross about it.
Like fight with you or argue with you, and I'm sorry if you took offense about
It's so weird because like I can't even... I'd imagine there's only very few circumstances where I'd feel so certain someone's guilty that I'd feel okay about it, but Jesus.
When I'm just having a dialogue with you, Maddie, it's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, like trying to tell like Kashika that what she said wasn't necessarily 100% true is kind of insane, given the fact that you guys are YT. Like you guys don't experience racism at all, so how are you gonna try to clock Kashika on talking about what is YT supremacy and what is not YT supremacy? I'm so confused.
You should not have joined.
Yeah, I think it was.
You will not do well, my friend.
That Well, she was
Sorry, I'm
talking
judging a
about
book by the cover.
perpetuated white supremacy, and you guys should drop her
On top
down.
of that, like literally, isn't this person Ann up here? Didn't they literally have a live talk
Yes.
about Marcellus Williams was like guilty?
Yep.
Like this person is literally racist.
With donations
What?
on, by the way. With donations.
Whoa!
For calling him
With
guilty?
donations on, by the way.
What?
Oh.
They have their live donations on during that live.
I have a screenshot of Ann holding a live talking about Marcellus Williams was guilty.
Yeah.
I want to have a
Oh,
conversation.
look at Hannah waking up.
And this person wants to have a conversation about race, and when you're literally racist yourself.
Wait, hold on.
Thank
She
God.
said whom is
Marcellus
Marcellus
Williams.
They didn't pronounce.
Does she not know?
Is that gonna have to repeat that? That went up. Say that one more time.
Oh, she doesn't.
Ann held a live talking about how Marcellus Williams was guilty.
Anne's
Literally
fucking
have a
quiet right
screenshot.
now.
I don't fuck with that.
Oh no.
Oh.
Fucking weird.
Yeah, they're also.
Oh, she's gone.
I don't fuck with that.
Let me.
They're also a Zionist.
You guys want to see the screenshot? I have the screenshot.
Anne's like Anne's pro-Palestine, but then all her friends like say crazy shit about Palestine.
Oh, he
And when
did
I called them
okay.
out, they told me I was a fat fuck and I needed it in my
Oh.
life.
Oh,
I
I'm sorry.
appreciate you for kicking them. I appreciate you, but yeah, like this person is problematic, and so
Keith, this is not interesting, Keith. You totally sold me down the river.
No,
You shouldn't
that
call
was
people
interesting.
fat fucks.
Williams was guilty.
What?
I knew that name looked familiar.
Hey, can I put a-
That was interesting.
Sorry.
And getting called out for that, thank God.
Okay, that.
I remember, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe it's just because like I've been called out that I know what a call is. That was not a call out. That was a hey, are you Ann? And then a drop. Dear God, I wish my call
Like,
outs
either-
were as soft as that. How the hell are you going to call that a
No,
call out?
I'm just glad that like that's still coming back to bite Anne in the ass because I fucking
She
hate
should
that
never
Anne
get that
had.
job.
No, exactly.
Because you remember, like we literally got on the panel.
People in here.
What?
There you go.
Wait, what I miss? What?
No, I just said you should put your background back up because there's like 200 people in here. It's going up.
Oh, I'm not like I give a shit about the numbers. But and debates. What I will always remember is, look, I can understand you fuck up. I can, okay? I can understand maybe you didn't know about the case. I can understand maybe you didn't think about it from a racial standpoint and intersectionality standpoint. I can understand all that, right? And knew everything about the case. And that's why she was so giddy about her point of view. Okay, so fine. You just have a specific viewpoint that seems to be opposed to other people. I'm even okay with that. But for you to be so insensitive, to not have the common sense to realize that the unaliving of anyone who is black is going to be incredibly insensitive, for you to not simply be saying he deserves it, but to be celebrating it, and then to be corrected by multiple people. I've just never seen that
Irish.
level of continued fuck up.
It's even worse than that because Anne was advocating for weeks prior on her platform, making videos talking about the unalivement that was coming up and trying to raise money for the unalivement, being stopped. And then as soon as the execution took place, immediately went on to live for fucking clout and clickbait and views and to be Phil Bro-esque and said that he was guilty and that she was glad that it occurred.
Side question.
That's what's worse about it. That's worse. She literally was.
It was as soon as he unalived. Wasn't she live as he was being unalived?
Oh, it might have been during.
Yeah,
but it
she had a
definitely-
countdown right before it happened. She was like literally gleefully talking about, that this guy is like 30 minutes away, 20 minutes away. It was like fucking New Year's Eve.
Right.
Kill a black
It was
person
gross.
New Year's Eve for and debates. Like it was fucking, And you know what it was? Like, what it was largely due to was fucking. And you know what it was? Like, what it was largely due to. Racism could be the predominant reason why. It's because she was a Phil Bro as well. She intellectualized the entire thing, and she stripped it all of the humanity. And it just like to me like that was so characteristic of why it is that Phil Bro fucking red pill pipeline became so obvious to all of us.
Exactly. It was disgusting.
I have a question. Is it sexist for me to refer to female Phil Bros as Phil Bras?
No.
Are we sure? Can you ask that question so I don't
I'm
get
giving
canceled?
you the pass as a female.
I think you've given me all your passes. And I think I used them all
Not
up in
all
the
of
first
them.
like 6
I
weeks.
still think we should I still think we should host a live
Mac, I don't
stripping
think-
men of their ability. Hold on.
Mhm.
I still think we should host a live stripping men of the ability to call women bitches and cunts. That's just my take.
I'm okay with that. Anytime I've called a woman a bitch, I've not liked it. I don't like it. I'm okay with that one.
You know, I'm
But
gonna,
you're not
you
taking
don't
away
really-
cunt.
I'm gonna
generally
advocate against Mac here. I would say crazy over.
I'm okay with that one.
You know, I'm
But
gonna,
you're not
you
taking
don't
away
really-
cunt.
I'm gonna
generally
advocate against Mac here. I would say crazy over cunt.
Really? Okay, but can we still keep
okay with
bitches on
that.
the no-no list?
Yeah,
I don't like men
definitely
calling me a
bitches
bitch.
because that's. I just feel like men don't really call women cunts in America. It's more.
Yeah,
so
I was gonna
crazy.
ask for. I was gonna ask for a cultural exemption for the cunt one.
Crazy is more so to like denigrate women than the word cunt is.
We don't use the word crazy, so
I think-
I'll happily advocate for that.
I think we're slowly moving towards bitch being a slur. I think that we're far from that being like a thing, but I think we are slowly moving towards it. But like, why is bitch not a slur yet?
You're just
Like, why
live
is it
taken
taking
down at
so
this point.
long? Why is it taking so long for even us to make baby steps towards saying, hey, that's not okay for men to call us that? Think on that.
For the same reason that there are white people who still want to say the N word.
Very true.
I don't think. I don't think I like to use the word bitch a lot to women. Like if I do, it'll be more like funny, not as in like bitch is such a versatile word. Like yeah, like it's different. Like you can do it in a funny way. You can also be like, there's also bitching.
So I think when it comes to like just saying bitches and not like referring to a woman as a bitch, I think that's fine. I think maybe saying like bitching, I think bitching and moaning, love that combination. That's my favorite combination. But like when it comes to like a man calling a woman a bitch in a heinous or hateful, like it's not even slur status within the left.
Can we put it as a soft slur? Because like otherwise I'd be canceled.
Well,
I've
no,
used
but
the word
like
bitch like
it
over
would-
the
it would
past
more
2.5
so-
years. I don't think I've used it much more than one or two handfuls. But I've
Well, so
definitely
it would
used
be like a thing. I think it should be like a thing where moving forward, after we like, as leftists decide that that's like slur status.
As what?
Slur status, like it's become
As
a
what?
slur.
We as what?
Leftists.
You're not a leftist.
Leftists and liberals and people on the left. I
You're
don't know.
barely
I just
a
use
liberal.
leftists.
You're almost liberal moderate. What are you talking about? You're definitely not a leftist.
That's not true. That is not true.
Okay, what's a leftist?
You are much more.
I would say
You are a leftist is someone who like when it comes to not so social, sorry. When it comes to like economics, a leftist is not pro-capitalism, whereas a liberal is, and then also they're going to be a little bit more left compared to a liberal in terms of social
I'm
status.
sorry, are you
Or
not
social status,
obscenely
problems.
pro-capitalism?
No, I'm not pro-capitalism. You're pro-capitalism, bitch.
I'm post-capitalism.
I'm not a liberal. See, okay, here's the thing. Let me say something. I'm not pro capitalism, but I'm gonna milk it because I have to survive.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense to me.
I
Because,
want to
like,
make money, but I don't want to exploit people in making. I don't want to be an entrepreneur. Like, I don't want to exploit people.
you
I
don't
just
have.
want to make a good amount of money. That's my goal. I don't want to be a billionaire. I don't want to be a millionaire. I want to have enough money that makes me happy.
Yeah.
And so,
The way I had my law firm, I had profit sharing. And it wasn't even just because, like, for like altruistic reasons. It just makes everyone on the same page. Once everyone is sort of like equally vested in the company doing well, people are just, when there's deadlines, when there's hard weeks, people just are going to pitch in a lot more. I just
yeah,
get
but I'm
that.
not a liberal. How dare you call me a liberal? Or a moderate even. That was gross.
I'm
Crazy.
sorry. It's just because you dress like conservative, so like it gets me confused sometimes.
What am I? What am I? What do you guys think I am? Do me next. Do me.
You're like a communist. No, you're not a
No, no,
commie,
no, no,
but
no.
you're
Her
definitely
pants sometimes give commie. They're very big. They can be
you're
very baggy.
definitely sometimes Brussels style strikes me as anarchist low key. I know that you're
Yeah, I
not,
can see that.
but I definitely think Brussels could like show up to an anarchist like protest and I would be like, yeah, she belongs.
Yeah, I kind of agree. You're not moderate. You're not liberal. You're not leftist in that outfit. Yeah, I could see that a lot more actually.
I would say that I'm definitely okay, so
Like, put it this way: at an abortion clinic, Mac is definitely on the pro-life side, and Brussels is definitely on the pro-choice side.
the fact that you think that no,
Mac,
that's crazy.
I'm not like it's not my fault. I'm just saying it's your dress wear. That's all I'm saying. We're just judging literally. What's that, Brussels?
Hold on, is it gonna load?
Cancel RBG in the chat, everyone. She's proudly liberal.
Yeah, RBG, we're barely hanging on to her. Barely. She's been slipping the past month. We may lose her to moderate soon. You all need to get better.
No.
Yeah. RBG
Um,
sets an example for you. That would not be a good example.
so here's the thing. I all I gotta say is that no, I'm not a liberal. I actually think the sound going around, like talking, like where it's like, where people are like showing themselves to be a liberal to like the sound where they're bashing liberals. I think like, like I cringe at those sounds because I'm like, girl, why are you a liberal? Like you could be such a better leftist. But I think that socialism is the better alternative, personally. So
Okay.
I don't think that I don't like communism that much. TBH, pro socialism.
You know there is a whole like communist side of TikTok, right?
Yeah, I'm aware. I know that like Kenzie knows more about that shit than I ever will.
Yeah, they
I
also.
would consider myself a socialist human.
A socialist
Brussels.
Hungarian?
There we go.
What did I do?
You glitched out.
Oh,
What were we meant to be seeing?
I was trying to show a picture of my pants, but